Hey guys, welcome to our next episode of Life on Pause. This is my first chance to be able to share after everyone's done such a great job. We've gotten a chance to hear from Kelly, from Kristen, from Chael, and from Matt, and they've done an awesome job of sharing these timely words of encouragement. And I want to use this Life on Pause to talk a little bit about actually on pause, and to share with you some of the changes in strategy that we are going to be going through here for TNLC. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but we're in an unprecedented time, technology. I'm just trying to hit all the quarantine bingo things that we are supposed to say. But one of the things that we can't be afraid to do is to keep doing the same thing that we started at the very beginning because, well, we're just all learning and growing as we go through this. And I think we're also going through different seasons of what it means to be under quarantine and to be able to be under stay-at-home orders. And it feels like to me, maybe it's just me, but I don't think so because I've seen 4 million comments about, hey, what day is it? Or what time is it? Or when's the last time I put on pants or real clothes? And I think that what is becoming difficult for us is to know exactly where we are and to feel any kind of routine and forward momentum. It feels like we're in the same cycle over and over again. And it feels like it's creating a bit of a sludgy, I don't know, that's just the word I've been feeling like and using a lot in some of my conversations. Is I feel like it's creating a sludginess in our souls where we're still kind of moving through things, we're still kind of progressing forward, but we're not doing it at the same rate that we were before. It's almost like there's starting to become some buildup and some gunk, some sludge in our own thoughts and our own minds. I mean, let's be honest. How many of you have just not even watched the live stream on Sunday because you didn't wake up or you forgot or you just decided, I'll catch it up later, as if from your bed to your couch, you didn't even need to leave your bed for the live stream is too tough. And so we're just kind of in this like gunky kind of rhythm. And I think part of it is that because since we can't meet in person, we're overwhelming ourselves with how much we're trying to meet online. This is my second of 3 videos that I am filming today, and I have 3 Zoom calls on the day that I'm filming this video. I feel like I'm more connected and talking and texting with more people than I have before when I could see them in person. And now it's really like this ubiquitous, like, am I connected? Am I not connected? Am I checking in with people? Who do I check in with? And I think it's created this kind of just this sludginess in who we are. And so I think we're zoomed out. I think that everybody going live and posting stuff at all time has actually driven down the value of having content available for us to consume, whether it's silly stuff or fun stuff or whether it's teaching stuff. And so in talking with some of our staff about that, here's what we are going to be doing to change some of our content. We're going to be moving beyond Sunday off of Monday, which I know it's been a little infrequent actually during this time. And we're going to be moving that to Tuesdays. Wednesday is still going to stay New Life students. Thursdays, our weekly prayer meeting is going to move to a monthly prayer meeting. Fridays, we're actually going to be planning on having Engage come back. And that's going to look a lot more like what Good Friday looked like in terms of just very, very few people playing music, very few people speaking, myself, maybe one other person. But that's actually going to be live, streaming right then. Saturdays still for our drive-through, and then some of our kids' content is available. Sundays, obviously, we've got our live stream all day, and over the next 2 weeks, I'll be teaching Starting Point on Sunday nights. And so here's what we're going to be doing on Mondays. On Mondays, we're going to be, if you've read the Psalms, you've seen this word, we're going to be doing our best to create a Selah moment, a pause and reflection moment. We are going to be producing the minimal amount of TNLC content possible on that day. You'll still see your daily devotional email show up. You might still see an NLK memory verse, but you're not going to be seeing stories from us. You're not going to be seeing live streams or events from New Life students. We're not going to be interacting in those ways. So there's not going to be content that you or your teens need to catch up on or they'll fall behind. There's not going to be an event that they'll have on that day, from at least the church perspective, that they will be a part of if they stay off their devices on Monday. Because not only are we going to be taking time away from producing content on Monday, my encouragement, my personal challenge is going to be to spend as little time as possible on my device for things that are not work related. And then how quickly can I get off them for work when I get home? I don't need to check things later on. I don't need to check Instagram on that day. I don't need to check Facebook. I may check a news Twitter feed, at best. But I want to be trying to do my very best to be off of my device, whether that, and again, that can be communication or social things. I want to be doing everything I can on Mondays to let the ground lie fallow. We see over and over again when, in the Old Testament, when God is setting up the kingdom of Israel after they've escaped from Egypt, He keeps putting in these reminders of rest. Every 7 days you should Sabbath. Every 7 years, or the ground, once every 7 years, the ground should lie fallow and be rested. Every 7 years every 49 years, 7 times 7, there should be a return and a restoration to the ownership of the land. Over and over again, we see these periods where we rest and we lie fallow. And we're just not doing that very well in our digital world. And right actually before COVID, we were talking a lot of people were talking a lot about going on more social media fasts and stepping away from that. But now that digital's become our only way to interact, we're kind of right back at it. In fact, I think we're way worse than we ever were before. So my encouragement is not just going to be that don't worry about catching up on TNLC content on Mondays, but pause from content on Monday. Pause from devices on Monday. Your students, if they're New Life students, they don't need to be on their phones on Monday. They were just on it a ton when it came to Sundays and Wednesdays. There's not a live stream that they need to watch. Take time to read a book. If you've got to read on a Kindle, don't be legalistic about it. The book that I'm reading, it's 700 pages, is on my iPad. Don't be legalistic about it, but turn it on Do Not Disturb before you pick it up. Start finding habits. This is the challenge that we've taken up recently in our house, is to have two kinds of habits. We want to have an indoor habit because we got to kind of stay indoors a little bit more. And we want to have an outdoor habit. For some of you, that's been working out, bike riding, walks, taking your pets out. For some of you, it might be gardening or coming up with a house project that you're doing outside. An indoor project, again, it might be you're painting something. It might be you're reading. You're getting to all those books that you bought but you've never actually read through. Something to get you away and out of the pattern of check, refresh, that you're constantly in text, respond, text, respond, text, respond. Take a break. Take a break and actually be on pause. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. You might not be seeing people, but the people you're texting and interacting with, you're doing that at a very rapid pace. You don't get a chance to really miss them, to catch up with them, because you're getting almost an instantaneous flow. So from here, not let's say from here on out, from here until we change, we want to make Mondays a chance for you to pause and reflect, to create from our standpoint the easiest way for that to be a collective day where you and your family spend as little time on your devices as possible outside of work and school. You don't need to check on social things. You don't need to check on this or that. Try to keep that to as minimal amount as possible so that you can actually rest, reflect, be on pause, and hear things from God in a different way and interact with the people around you in a different way. Love you guys. Hope that you're having a wonderful week and see you in a few days on Sunday.